We can do this the nice way, or we can do it the hard way and I can release my bipolar. Tell him to release Gavin. And Ellie, thank you. And I know I'm being recorded. You.
I did help try to clean up a little bit in the inside, though. I got a towel and I kind of soaked up to the big puddle of blood by the door.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had some bacon. 5 little piggies eating at the trough. I should really have a talk with my bipolar side.
No, you shouldn't.
Yes, I should. I know your sick, twisted games, boy.
This is 22-year-old Russell Jones. Just hours prior to the taping of this interrogation footage, he was arrested for helping a 15-year-old girl execute the brutal murder of her father, Aaron Fryer.
What's your first name?
Mike.
Okay. Mike what?
Smith.
Mike Smith? Okay.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like one of those weird names.
Mike Smith does sound like a very common...
You sure it's not Russell? Well, that is one of the names. Okay.
I can still twist your little mind.
Aaron's 2 youngest daughters walked out of their bedroom the morning of October 2nd, 2017, to find the horrifying evidence of a crime. But their father was nowhere to be found. His car also appeared to be missing, and their older sister, Ellen Ellie Rose Fryer, was gone. The two called their father's girlfriend for help, and a police investigation soon began. Only a few hours later, investigators picked up and detained 3 young individuals walking roadside a short distance from Aaron's stolen and abandoned silver Mercury Marquis. His eldest daughter, 15-year-old Ellie Fryer, her 19-year-old boyfriend, Gavin Curtis McFarlane, and his longtime friend, 22-year-old Russell Pierce Jones. But despite finding his vehicle, there was still no sign of Aaron. Ellie, Gavin, and Russell were all brought in for questioning.
So what have you been up to today?
I haven't been home, and now I'm really concerned about what's been going on.
Mm-hmm. Where were you?
How?
Well, at some point you must have met up with some friends.
Oh, yeah. I ran into them.
Where were you when you saw them?
Can't remember.
Since Ellie seemingly can't remember when she saw her friends, the detective helps her with this detail to get things moving.
So you were at the park on the other side of the street from Dairy Queen and Blackbird.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw your friends. And what were your friends doing?
Just hanging out. Being goofballs.
I don't even know why I'm here. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing to hide, so.
Tell me about the boyfriend you had that your dad thought was too old for you.
No. Oh, yeah, that's another situation. My parents are very controlling.
Yeah.
My dad is very abusive.
When's the last time you saw your dad?
Yesterday. I'm too tired to keep talking. I'm really sorry.
In another room, Gavin appears both cheery and gregarious.
How's your morning been so far?
Gavin confirms that he and Ellie are together, as well as the paternal abuse alleged by Ellie. It's important to note that no evidence has been found to support this allegation. He also tells the detectives that he and Russell picked up Ellie from her house the previous night.
And then, so what was the plan going over to Ellie's last night? Was it to pick up her belongings and get her out of that situation?
To pick her up some stuff and get her out of there, yeah.
Gavin alleges that Aaron had previously threatened him physically on multiple occasions, once with a gun.
When did she first bring up that she wanted her dad dead?
Like after he slapped her.
So you get this text yesterday, last night, and when you got over there, what time of the morning do you think it is now that you guys arrived?
It was 2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Is when you guys get there? Okay.
It's clear that Gavin has what can be referred to as a hero complex, feeling fierce loyalty and protectiveness over Ellie, resulting in him believing he came to the rescue that fateful night.
Where is she at when you first see her?
She's poking her head out the window, being like, "Hey, come on in."
Out of her bedroom window?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you and RJ do at that point?
I go in the window, RJ waits outside.
So now it's you and Ellie in the bedroom, and you mentioned that Dad heard you. Did Dad hear you guys in there? Or did...
Oh, he got up, and then Ellie was like, "Oh, I'll
in the bathroom. Because, I mean, I didn't want this guy to come in and start being pregnant on me.
No.
What happens next?
So then Ellie got out, and they waited in the car, and then...
Ellie went to the car?
Yeah.
Did she go out the window or the front door?
She went out the window.
Okay.
We were trying to wait for him to fall asleep again, so that we could get out.
Okay.
And then he starts to wake up, and I just acted. And then, like, I just kept hitting him until he stopped, and I heard, like, gurgling, and I was like, what's going on?
What Gavin doesn't mention here is that he was hitting Aaron with a baseball bat.
And that's what we're...
Trying to help. Sorry.
You know.
I was trying to protect Ellie.
Okay.
My possible child.
Did you catch that? Gavin said his possible child. That's because Ellie told him that she might be pregnant. This would turn out to be a lie. Meanwhile, investigators are sitting down with the most bizarre member of the trio, Russell. He immediately engages in what can only be described as chummy banter with the cops, trying to assert himself as on their level.
Like, I protect people, like I said.
Russell persistently claims that he owns a protection business.
And the other night, the reason why I was helping her was because he went into her room and laid next to her.
It's going.
And that's why I got her out.
Investigators at this point provide him with food and leave him alone to observe his odd behavior. Over the next few minutes, Russell continues to narrate while eating McDonald's French fries, but he also behaves in ways in which we don't really know how to describe.
You know, go with these. He's a furry. You're listening in on my conversations, aren't you? Camera off. I don't care if you're fed or not. I can still twist your little mind. Don't piss me off. It wasn't really self-defense so much as it was defending her. You do know I know you're listening, right? So listen here. Ellie Fryer is my client. My protectee. I would like to see her. Asking. Being polite. I know you're looking directly at me, aren't you? The information I gave is not worth $6. It's worth a lot, more.
Back in the other room, Gavin is revealing more about Ellie's true character.
So she hands you the bat in the bedroom and tells you to go take that out? Okay, what were her exact words?
She said go out in the front room, take him out, and text me and let me know when it's done.
Earlier in the interrogation, Gavin had clearly described that Aaron woke up and, in turn, Gavin acted on instinct. He's beginning to contradict himself, but it's not long before we hear the full truth.
I just hit him while he was asleep.
How many times do you think you hit him?
I think I hit him about 6 times.
After the grisly act was complete, Ellie strolls back in the house.
So she comes in, gets the dog. Does she go outside or does she stay in the house with the dog?
She just goes outside.
And RJ came in to the front door? And RJ saw it. What did RJ say to you?
He was like, oh God, that's gross. And then I was like, okay, you grab his feet and then we'll get him out to the trunk. And then we kind of drug it through the yard. And then we just like lift him up into the trunk.
What do you do when you get to the location where you guys dump Aaron?
We kind of sit there and we're like, nature. And it was peaceful and it was relaxing.
The image this casts of 3 young kids sitting by the side of the road with a body in the trunk, relaxing, is bone-chilling.
And then what happened?
I kind of just went up and grabbed him by underneath the shoulders and lifted him.
Okay.
So, and then RJ kind of like picked up his legs. It was the blanket pillow and all, and then we just like let it roll and it kind of wrapped itself up. So when it was rolling down the hill, the tarp wrapped itself up around him.
interrogation room, little has changed, even after being told the investigators have now spoken to Gavin and know more than they had originally let on.
Don't know where your dad is right now.
That's really That's really disturbing to hear. I've had temporary amnesia in the past. There was a couple of instances where I have passed out and lost my vision and my memory.
All of that blood that your sisters walked in on is your dad's blood. What is
Russell
going
attacked
on?
my father.
So tell me everything you saw that happened to your dad.
I didn't see anything. Like I said, I was in the back room, and when I heard the whole thing going on, I jumped out the window and I ran.
Ellie then states that despite apparently running away after hearing her father being attacked, she then collected her things from the house, loaded them in her father's vehicle, and went with Gavin and Russell.
Where was Mike during that?
Well, since he killed my dad, and I have suspicions that he was in the trunk, maybe he went to do something with the body.
We know that you and Gavin were there when he was taken out of the trunk. That's just things we know, okay?
They did pull over somewhere. That must have been where it was.
Yeah.
And then Russell threw the body over.
One of the things also out there by your dad is the baseball bat. The information we have is that you actually threw that baseball bat up into the tree.
What?
Mm-hmm.
But I was in the car.
Well, I'm a little bit thinking maybe you weren't in the car.
I kicked it.
Armed with the new information collected from Gavin and Ellie, investigators confront Russell, giving him a chance to start over.
So earlier, at this point, what you told us was her dad came in with a gun and threatened him?
That part was not true.
Okay.
Killing was not my idea. At all.
Did you know going over last night?
That Gavin was going to kill him? No.
But a few seconds later,
He talked about killing.
Russell says that both he and Ellie were under the impression that they'd agreed not to kill him, but rather that Gavin would simply assault and beat him violently.
Whose idea was it to cause harm to her?
She did.
Ellie brought it up?
She was the one who first was like, I want my dad dead.
So is Ellie kind of responsible for facilitating this bat thing?
Yes.
It finally seems we've gotten to the truth. Both boys are read search warrants for DNA. Swabs and photographs are collected. The investigator comes back and confronts Ellie with all they've learned from Gavin.
My original plan was to run away, and then Mike got involved. About the possibility of doing that,
Of doing what?
taking out my dad,
And what does that mean to you?
killing him. And then I texted him about it, and he brought up this whole thing about taking out my dad.
And you thought that was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point did Gavin get involved?
I kind of forced Gavin into this.
And then what happened?
And then we did it.
Did you help at all?
No. I did help try to clean up a little bit in the inside, though.
What did you do?
I got a towel, and I kind of soaked up the big puddle of blood by the door.
In 2019, Ellen Fryer was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and conspiracy to commit a Class A felony and sentenced to 25 years in prison. Russell was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and attempt to commit a Class A felony. He was sentenced to 7.5 years in prison. Gavin was convicted of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and tampering with physical evidence, and sentenced to life with the possibility of parole after 25 years.